Here is the scene of Earth 10,000 years ago, a time when we are experiencing what is known as the Ice Age. Earth seems to be covered by a thick layer of ice, and creatures have frozen, scattered everywhere. You might think that no civilization could exist in such conditions, let alone an advanced one. However, it appears that our reasoning is not entirely accurate. It is possible that an advanced civilization existed on Earth at that time, and after thousands of years, the power of time has made that civilization disappear from history. The question now is whether that civilization existed, and if so, where we can find it on this planet. It may be lying beneath the ocean floor, or it may still exist right on the surface of the Earth, such as in the Sahara Desert, one of the largest deserts in the world. All of this remains a mystery, and we can explore together in the latest video, where we will delve into decoding the mysteries of the Richat Structure, the desert's green eye, or even the great Atlantis that has disappeared. This is a man who consistently promotes scientific theories related to various ancient civilizations and lost lands. Graham Bruce believes that humans may suffer from temporary amnesia, meaning we could forget about a great civilization that once existed in the past at any time. However, according to the human evolution theory, this seems unlikely. Isn't human civilization progressing? From fearful nomadic hunters, we've become agricultural workers, from agrarian societies evolving into industrial societies, living in sprawling cities. While many argue that humanity is at its peak in terms of intellect, science, technology, and society, this perspective may be flawed. Perhaps we have forgotten a civilization that existed during the course of history, a civilization now only remaining in legend or myth. If there's a myth containing secrets about human history, surely it's the tale of the legendary city of Atlantis. Some believe that tales of Atlantis are mere fantasies, while others believe it truly existed. Indeed, historians and scholars have debated the presence of Atlantis on this planet for centuries. Atlantis could have been a mighty empire with advanced technology in science and engineering, and its wealth beyond measure. Additionally, it could have been a military superpower. However, are all these assertions true? Could humans forget such a great civilization? If Atlantis truly existed, where would it be on this planet? If you're a child familiar with mythological stories, you're probably not unfamiliar with the image of a majestic sea god wielding a trident full of power in hand, the god Poseidon. According to legend, the man we're talking about is the one who created the civilization of Atlantis. These have been recounted by historians for a long time. The first time Atlantis was mentioned was around 360 BC when Plato referenced it in two dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. In these works, Plato created dialogues of Timaeus and Critias about Atlantis. This city is a significant theme in these conversations. According to Plato's description, Atlantis was a large island existing from his time to about 9,000 years before. According to Critias, a deceased sage, after being told the story of Atlantis by Egyptian priests, passed it down to Plato. According to the legend, this underwater city was formed from concentric islands separated by rings of water and channels leading to the center of Atlantis, where much gold, silver, and other precious metals were housed. Poseidon, the god of the sea, storms, and earthquakes, is said to have built the city of Atlantis. The reason Vaucidon decided to build the city of Atlantis on top of a hill on an island in the sea was because he fell in love with a woman named Plato, who was immortal. This island was completely isolated, and he did so to ensure the safety of the woman he loved. Legend has it that before building Atlantis, Vochidon traveled the world to find the largest island ever. When he saw Atlantis, he discovered that the people living on this island were more beautiful and intelligent than anyone else in the world. He then decided to settle here and marry his wife. The legend of the lost city of Atlantis has persisted for centuries, but no one knows exactly where it was located. Many hypotheses have been put forward regarding its whereabouts. Some believe it was in the Mediterranean, some say it was off the coast of Spain, and there are also opinions that it was at the South Pole or somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. Some even suggest it lies between Spain and Morocco in an area called the Dis. In fact, there are countless theories about the location of this city. According to legend, after a catastrophic event, the city of Atlantis sank into the sea. Many hypotheses suggest it could have been due to earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or giant tsunamis. Not many scientists support the view that Atlantis truly existed. Ocean explorer Robert Ballas, who found the wreck of the Titanic in 1985, said that no one dares to assert that Plato's descriptions of Atlantis are 100% accurate. However, Ballas noted that the legend of Atlantis is a plausible myth because catastrophic floods and volcanic eruptions have occurred throughout history, and the geological processes are still ongoing, even as we watch this video. Therefore, many disasters like volcanic eruptions or earthquakes continue to occur. Some events mentioned in the legend bear similarities to the story of the destruction of humanity about 3,600 years ago. A large volcanic eruption devastated the island of Santorini in the Aegean Sea near Greece. At that time, there truly was an advanced society of minorities living in Santorini. The coincidence is that the Minoan civilization suddenly disappeared with this volcanic eruption. According to legend, the Minoan civilization was created by Verminos, one of the three beloved sons of the god Zeus, to show infinite gratitude to the sea god Poseidon. He promised to offer Poseidon a magnificent bull, but out of pity for the beautiful bull, he broke his promise. The sea god's wrath made Manos pay a heavy price. Poseidon made his wife, Nam Pasiphae, become enamored and deeply in love with that magnificent bull. The result of their affair was a half-human, half-bull child named Daedalus. Extremely angry but not daring to kill Maine, Mios decided to find a way to hide the trusted duke's secret. Mios' proposal was to build a complex, labyrinthine palace to imprison the bull's half-brother. The palace was designed in such a way that there was only entrance and no exit, and no one could find a way in unless they knew. This palace is considered the most famous product of the ancient, exquisite Milan civilization. The legend of Mian has entered history through surprising traces, discovered through archaeological excavations. Archaeologist Arter even decided to systematically excavate the relics and bring them back to Mina Castle. Moran may have been a maritime civilization organized on an economic basis, not military. They had almost no army or civil defense force. This indicates they had a different kind of government, unlike what we typically think of today. Since the Morans settled near the volcano, palaces and cities have been repeatedly destroyed and rebuilt. This is a result of earthquakes, creating palaces scattered across the Facetote and Cartoons in the East Bay. From the rooms, murals, and artifacts discovered from the excavation site, we can hear the voice of an extremely sophisticated civilization that once existed on this planet. Minoan art is incomparably graceful. Their prominent style is elegance and naturalness. Much of Minoan life is depicted in paintings and murals. We can see the prosperous, harmonious life of Minoan society, blending with the surrounding landscape. Based on what we know about Minoan civilization and their way of life, it is not much different from modern society as we know it today. This means there truly was an advanced civilization that existed thousands of years ago. However, Plato did not think Santorini was Atlantis because the timing of the eruption on that island does not coincide with the time he mentioned. Another view believes Plato created the Atlantis story merely as a means to convey some of his philosophical theories. The idea of the divine is used to compare with the nature of human society throughout Plato's works. The legend of Atlantis is a story of an orderly people, but they later became greedy and selfish, gradually falling apart. The gods, angered by humanity's failure, sent a dreadful night of fire and earthquakes, causing Atlantis to sink into the sea. In Donvu's book, The Cycles of Life, Atlantis is taken as the starting point to revive the story. The author also mentioned the advancement and wonder of this underwater city, leaving people curious as to whether it is a real place or just a figment. Ultimately, the existence of the Atlantis civilization remains an unanswered question. Despite the daily advancements in science and technology, no land has been found with all the characteristics described by Plato. However, there are still coincidences that make people suspicious. This requires more time for research and proof. Although the truth about Atlantis remains a mystery, people are still curious about the secrets that this underwater city may hold. During that time, travelers could reach other islands using the means of Atlantis. If we consider based on today's geography, it's uncertain whether Atlantis could be larger than Libya and Asia as described. Many believe that the underwater city of Atlantis lies somewhere in the Mediterranean Sea and speculate that Atlantis Island was as large as Greece. Atlantis is known as a gigantic city, but no one knows the exact number. According to Plato's descriptions, Atlantis was an island with mountain ranges extending north and south, with plains about 555 kilometer wide and 370 kilometer long. The walls here were made of red, white, and black stone, as well as adorned with precious metals. According to some, Atlantis is as large as the continent of Asia, which seems absurd. However, it's clear that we still don't know whether the city of Atlantis truly existed or not, and therefore no one can determine its exact size. All the information we have about the civilization of Atlantis comes from theories and assumptions. According to legend, it was a place where both humans and gods lived. The inhabitants lived naturally, based on agriculture, and life was very friendly and harmonious, creating a magnificent city unprecedented in history. The city's residents could build irrigation systems and had lush fields. Most notably, there were abundant rare metals and alloys used to make tools, jewelry, and entertainment items according to legend. Plato also describes 5 pairs of twins with Persian. If the eldest son named Alas and later entrusted with ruling Atlantis, the other children were also assigned to manage different areas. Although never witnessed firsthand, it is believed that these 10 children together built a gigantic temple for their father and cast a colossal statue of Poseidon. The temple had a spiral roof soaring to the clouds, while the golden statue depicted Poseidon sitting on a chariot pulled by winged humans. Regarding the story of Atlantis, many are more interested in the theory that Atlantis is the product of an extraterrestrial force. The story goes that the people of Atlantis originated from outer space and came from the Sirius star system. They set foot on our planet about 50,000 years ago and believed that their civilization was far more advanced than ours. Some say that the lost city of Atlantis once existed on Mars. If you followed the journey of exploring life on Mars on primitive space channels, you may remember that there has indeed been life on that planet for a long time. It could also be the colony of an extraterrestrial civilization, and the people of Atlantis had special powers and abilities. For example, they could control the weather, modify volcanic eruptions, and transmit energy through time. However, this may only be a myth to explain the extravagance and lavish lifestyle of the people of Atlantis. In recent years, historians and archaeologists have put forward hundreds of hypotheses related to the lost city. However, there is no evidence to confirm any of these hypotheses. Thanks to authors who have attempted to explain their views on Atlantis in their books, many movies and literary works have been inspired by the lost city of Atlantis and what may have happened to it. Atlantis can be considered one of humanity's oldest mysteries, originating from a story by Plato. The underwater city and the stories surrounding it remain an interesting topic. Ultimately, we still need more time to explore this landmark. But if this civilization did indeed exist, there must surely be some coordinates on Earth containing traces of it. So where exactly might the seemingly extinct city of Atlantis be? The geographical location is a subject of much debate among researchers or anyone interested in this ancient great civilization. Some believe that the remote Antarctic region is where Atlantis quietly exists. The hypothesis that Atlantis lies beneath the ocean floor also has its believers. The Bermuda Triangle is also suspected by many as one of the locations where Atlantis could be existing. There is clearly no consensus on the geographical location of this civilization. One place where evidence of Atlantis's existence has recently been sought is the Richat Structure, located amidst the vast expanse of sand dunes of the Sahara Desert. This place was largely unnoticed due to its harsh climate until the 1980s. According to Business Insider, many were unaware of the existence of the eye-shaped structure for millennia due to its vastness and mystery, which made it difficult to spot from the ground. Scientists only truly became aware of this wonder when humans ventured into space. Situated in the vast, desolate Sahara Desert, just outside the city of Uadain, the Richat Structure is a peculiar geological formation. According to scientific research, this structure has been dated to hundreds of millions of years old, with a diameter of up to 40 kilometers. Do you notice anything special when observing this structure? Doesn't it resemble the eye of a human or animal? Due to its impressive structure, this place is also known as the Blue Eye of the vast Sahara Desert. When comparing the Richat Structure to Plato's descriptions of Atlantis, it seems like this is where this great city existed in ancient history, as it was clearly documented. For it to exist, it must appear in oral traditions before the homogenization of time. Those stories gradually become half real, half imaginary, nothing like the original. Atlantis may have been buried beneath layers of sand. Simple mathematical formulas or grand constructions like the pyramids of Egypt also took a long time for modern humans to rediscover. The thick layers of time's dust may gradually obscure what was once considered truth. So how was the special blue eye of Richard discovered? It was thanks to its impressive structure that it gained special attention, a very large circle formed by concentric rings of mountains and valleys. These circles seem intentionally arranged because they are remarkably uniform when viewed from space. It truly resembles an eye gazing at the sky, and it is unique in that we have yet to find any similar structures in the universe. It is uniquely poised for the 4-day flight around the Earth's orbit on the Mini-4 space shuttle. Astronauts were tasked with photographing the Earth's terrain, specifically instructed to search for any large circular features that could be the result of collisions, crucial geological features that could reveal the Earth's formation and tectonics, as well as the continents. Knowing the number of celestial impacts on Earth also helps scientists make predictions for the future. Researchers once believed the Eye of the Sahara Desert was an impact crater. This site may have been formed by pressure from volcanic activity, a process repeated many times over millions of years, resulting in the formation of circular layers of crust. As a result, we see the present-day Richat Structure. However, scientists have not found evidence of molten rock to support this family's hypothesis about the origin of the Eye of the Sahara Desert, which many scientists accept, proposed by 2 Canadian geologists at the end of 2014 in the Journal of African Edge Journal. According to Giolet and Ki Quyen from Berk-Monster University, the formation of the eye structure began over 100 million years ago. At that time, the supercontinent began to split due to tectonic activity, causing these regions, Africa and South America, to move apart. Magma rose to the surface but did not spread, instead forming a dome consisting of multiple layers of rock resembling a large pimple. This process also created fractures running around and along. The molten rock simultaneously dissolved limestone near the center, causing the limestone to collapse and produce a special type of rock called breccia for a brief period. Subsequently, intense volcanic eruptions collapsed part of the dome, and erosion further shaped the structure, leading to its present appearance. The concentric circles formed from various types of rock erode at different rates, with the inner circles being paler, while the eye is volcanic rock formed from eruptions. This is the result of soil erosion from the late Precambrian to the Middle Ediacaran period, for a short time. Then there was a major eruption that collapsed part of the dome, and erosion contributed to completing the structure and leading to the current appearance of the eye. The concentric circles formed from various types of rock erode at different rates, with the inner circles being paler, while the eye is volcanic rock formed from eruptions. This is the result of soil erosion from the late Precambrian to the Middle Ediacaran period. Astronauts greatly appreciate the eye-like structure because most of the Sahara Desert is vast sandy plains, and the eye is one of the few significant features that help them identify the Earth's terrain. I once described Atlantis' landscape as alternating strips of land and sea with 2 land masses and 3 bodies of water. They are evenly spaced from the center along certain radii. How does this relate to Richat Structure? Without observation from space, it would be difficult to see the desert's green eye. Take a closer look. It's like seeing valleys with regular layers of soil. From space, it may seem small, but it's clearly a relatively large area. According to scientists, humans once did not know about the existence of this eye. From the outside, it's massive and difficult to discern from the ground. Only when humans undertook space flights did this wonder become known. When Solon discussed Plato's myths, he remarked that the circular island of Atlantis had a diameter of 127 statida, equivalent to 23.44 km. This is surprising because it's nearly equivalent to the diameter of Richat Structure mentioned earlier. Richat Structure lies within the vast Sahara Desert, long renowned for its extreme harshness. Therefore, approaching this eye is indeed not easy. The structure is surrounded by mountains to the north, while to the south it opens up towards the desert, with vast plains existing around it. Did you know this eye that the layers of sand in the Sahara Desert can approximate the height of skyscrapers in major cities? If so, it's understandable that there might be mysteries hidden by these layers of sand. But surrounding the desert's green eye is a peculiar sight: 2 rectangular plains. By day, it flattens out. Plato described the area around Atlantis as flat, stretching plains. These plains are covered by mountains. If you're still watching the video, do you notice anything special? The above is akin to describing the Richat Structure's image. It's also said that the city of Atlantis bordered the southern coastline. When you look at the image of Richat Structure, now drained of water from its arid state, you can immediately see it. Water may have seeped into this area. What might surprise you further is that the underground streams found at this structure are all saline. They even found a whale skeleton here. Yes, you heard that right, a whale skeleton found in the desert. It's insane. All this, doesn't it imply that Richat Structure was once part of the sea or something? I've mentioned a well existing in the city center. It provided fresh water to all of Atlantis. It's said that this place was blessed by the gods, providing abundant fresh water right at the heart of Richat Structure. If dug deeper, fresh water was indeed found. It's hard to believe. It's quite absolute to say that all we've discovered above is mere coincidence. Fossils and animal bones found in the desert don't seem strange, but unearthing an entire whale skeleton has made speculations more certain than ever. Additionally, there are cave paintings of ancient humans found around the desert's green eye. In the distant past, about 5,000 years ago, the harshest desert on the planet used to be a lush land, with many species of flora and fauna thriving in the ancient Sahara, especially elephants. This also aligns with the robust data that the team provided. They once said that there were many animals living in Atlantis, especially elephants. Exploration at Richat Structure. The anomalies are the larger-than-normal rocks found here. Black, white, red, all in line with Plato's description of Atlantis. If indeed such an advanced civilization once existed, what force could have wiped it completely from the face of the earth? As mentioned above, Atlantis was destroyed by the gods in one unfortunate night. Atlantis has become part of the Atlantic Ocean, meaning the entire magnificent city may have been swallowed by the sea. Over time, memories of an entity that once existed become blurred, obscured by thick layers of time. Memories are thus erased from the minds of humanity. Atlantis sank tens of thousands of years ago, and the Earth has always been in a state of chaos. It's very likely that an abnormal asteroid has strayed, causing a great disturbance to the Earth, putting the Earth face to face with a series of cosmic disasters. This also marked the end of a glorious era called Atlantis. The landscape stretching from Richat Structure to the Atlantic Ocean seems to have been leveled by tidal waves, long streaks like layers of sediment left behind by such a large flood. To this day, the descriptions of the god city provided by Plato have many similarities, aligning with what modern humans are studying from Richat Structure. But is all this true? Is Atlantis permanently submerged beneath the ocean due to the destruction of a Hong Tui disaster? Or is it truly Richat Structure found in the vast and harsh desert of Sahara? As human scientific and technological prowess develops in the future, perhaps the truths will be revealed in the light. Do you believe in the existence of the legendary city of Atlantis? Is Richat Structure simply an eye formed by the Earth's geological activity, or is it truly a construction created by humans and gods? Don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments section. And now, it's time to switch the team. Goodbye, until next time, and have a great day.